watchers. Today we're going to look at Macys Thanksgiving balloon histories. And it's a yellow creature. Not Pikachu, but he's square and a sponge. Let's look at SpongeBob SquarePants as a giant balloon in the Thanksgiving parade. By the way, let's talk about his first version without any surprises. Let's talk about it. We started back in 2004 where SpongeBob promoted his stop-motion movie called the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, made it on November 19th, 2004, only in theaters. So let's look at his designs. The design shows him jumping for joy. According to his test flight and sketch, it's 28 feet long, height of 62 feet, and a width of 38 feet. Look at this inside of this balloon. It has 800 tie-ins.
Now making a huge splash on his maiden voyage down Broadway, our very first square balloon. It's none other than SpongeBob SquarePants, furnished by, of course, Nickelodeon. And what an amazing technical triumph for Macys' design team.
I love this guy.
I do too.
SpongeBob lives in a pineapple under the sea in the city of Bikini Bottom, and now fans can soak up every second of this absorbing character's first full-length animated feature, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, now in theaters.
Al, did you say soak up?
Yes, I did.
SpongeBob has enough volume to absorb 101,000 gallons of water. That as he cruises by at twice the length of a killer whale.
Meanwhile, the St. Augustine High Marching 100 from New Orleans takes great pride in being the first African-American band ever.
As though SpongeBob will continue, but there's a problem. He wasn't in the 2007 parade, but he came back in 2008.
Okay, who lives in a fully furnished two-bedroom pineapple under the sea? Of course you know the answer to that. It's SpongeBob SquarePants, direct from Bikini Bottom, furnished by Nickelodeon and dressed to the gills in a smart red tie, chic shirt, and size 2100 shorts. All designed by Donatella Versucci.
Once again, the Krusty Krab's foremost fry cook gives high fives to pals Gary the Snail, Patrick Starfish, and Sandy Cheeks as he flashes those superstar teeth, each one the size just about like a boogie board.
SpongeBob weighs in today at 785 pounds, dripping wet, and all in all is bigger than a New York City hotel room. A more absorbing character would be hard to fathom. Meanwhile, getting ready for Thanksgiving Island style.
On the 2005 parade, it has a CBS channel with it. So does the 2006, 2010, and the 2011.
Most popular float is coming down. One of the biggest balloons in the parade, and everybody loves it. Are you ready, kids?
Here we go. It is Nickelodeon's SpongeBob SquarePants making his second straight appearance in the parade. Look how big he is.
He is more than 16,200 cubic feet of helium. That is the most helium in any balloon this year.
Now, one interesting thing to note, by the way, a lot of folks may be walking home saying, he seems really low to the ground. Because the winds are picking up just a bit right now, and because our limit to fly the balloons is about 23 miles per hour, they've kept the balloons a little lower to have greater control, especially as he makes those tight turns right here, right onto Broadway at the intersection of 44th Street in Manhattan.
Well, they have to keep a real handle on him. He has actually more than 600 lines. It doesn't look like it, but you can see that he's got a whole bunch of handlers under him because he's huge. He's 62 feet by 38 feet.
Well, the other good thing about SpongeBob is when you tell him what to do, he takes directions. He just absorbs everything you say to him.
Out of Bikini Bottom and into the parade. There he is, everybody's favorite spot.
Brought in that sopping wet superstar, that Johnny Depp of the deep, my man, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Furnished by Nickelodeon, this absorbing yellow optimist lives in a 2-story pineapple under the sea, has adventures with Bikini Bottom buddies, and totally loves his job as fry cook at the Krusty Krab. Actually, today, SpongeBob weighs in at 785 pounds, dripping wet, and today that's very fitting, and he's bigger than a New York City hotel room.
And Meredith and Al, did you know that SpongeBob is Macys Parade first and only square balloon? That's right, and after the parade, he'll probably call pals Patrick, Sandy, and Gary on his shell phone before floating back to life in Bikini Bottom.
Now, direct from the sweetest place on earth, Hershey's...
Here's the CBS channel version of 2006.
Dragging along Times Square right now, hopefully soaking up all the rain. It is SpongeBob SquarePants from our friends at Nickelodeon.
You know, he could really come in handy today. He's practically sponging up the streets of New York City with all of this rain.
Beautiful. Making his third straight appearance at the parade, SpongeBob is more than 12,000 cubic feet of helium, stands 62 feet high when he's standing on his sponge bottom.
Or his bikini bottom.
Yeah, as it may be.
That's where he lives.
And he is dressed in his signature white shirt, striped tie, and brown square pants.
I'm sorry, but that looks absolutely hilarious. His nose is almost touching the handlers. He has 600 lines holding him.
Now look at that. They are really keeping most of the floats low.
Right.
This is a lot, actually to a great extent, driven by Mayor Bloomberg and Macys' concerns over making sure the parade was as safe as it could be. And we have winds which are, gusting into the teens and low 20s. So we want to make sure that this all comes off without a hitch. Hey folks, look, stick around. We've got so much more ahead.
Absorbed more than 16,000 cubic feet of helium.
Having soaked up the sights and sounds of Midtown Manhattan.
And having cleaned up ratings for Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants, overflowing with pride, makes his heavily anticipated airborne entrance.
SpongeBob and his friends are the creation of artist, animator, and former marine science educator Stephen Hillenburg. This porous star of Nickelodeon lives in the underwater city of Bikini Bottom, under a pineapple of all things.
Appealing to adults as well as kids, there is no doubt as to why SpongeBob SquarePants has become a household name.
Now check this out. New to the parade.
2009 is great for SpongeBob. The show celebrated the 10th anniversary, and Alan Walker did a SpongeBob impression, and also the laugh too.
Soaking up the sights and sounds and celebrating its 10th anniversary is that wholly optimistic sea creature, the one, the only SpongeBob SquarePants. From his home in a pineapple under the sea, this waterlogged star continues to entertain kids as well as adults above the 7 seas.
Do it again.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Hey, Patrick!
SpongeBob was created by Steve Hillenburg, a former marine biologist who fashioned his character after a simple, square sink sponge. Nickelodeon proudly presents this savvy sponge for millions of fans to see today.
Here's the 2010 parade version.
Once again this year, the Emmy Award-winning SpongeBob SquarePants has surfaced from his pineapple home under the Pacific Ocean to absorb all the excitement above the streets of New York City.
You start to understand why SpongeBob has that smile on his face. He continues to clean up in the ratings, being the #1 animated program among youngsters on television for 9 straight years.
Nickelodeon's yellow superstar Sponge squeezes all he can out of modern technology by hosting more than 11 million friends on Facebook and tweeting to thousands of fans about his current underwater activities. And now pulling in.
Here's the CBS channel of the 2010 parade.
Lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ta-da! We are paddling over to our Bikini Bottom with SpongeBob SquarePants, and there he is back again this year.
Look at them wobble him right down the block. The kids love that. Of course,
Dressed in his signature white shirt, his striped tie, and of course the brown square pants.
you know, in case you can't see it even in high definition, you got to realize this SpongeBob is 62 feet high. It's a single chamber sphere, actually shaped to that of a square, more than 600 lines within the balloon to keep it the shape it is as it works its way down. Gorgeous sight.
Interesting because the animator who created this series is actually also a marine biologist.
No kidding.
Yeah, which is really why, you know, he knows his stuff. He writes the shows, and the theme is the sea, and it's written and created by a marine biologist, now celebrating its 11th anniversary.
Been going strong now for quite a while on television as well. In 2010, SpongeBob SquarePants won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Special Class Animated Program, and the kid, listen, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob.
If you ever have the chance, I'm so glad you're with us this morning watching on TV, but if you ever have the chance, try to come to New York City on Thanksgiving morning, because looking back, I'm looking up at this thing, and it's just such a privilege, such a cool treat, such an American tradition to get to see this up close and personal.
It also reminds you that there are people right now who can't come to New York City because they're serving our nation overseas in war spots and places all over this globe to keep us safe. So we salute our military, and we say a happy Thanksgiving to you and a hearty thank you for all you do and every.
Now back to the NBC channel for the 2011 parade.
Look in the background, straight out of Bikini Bottom, making his 7th appearance in the parade is pop culture icon and eternal optimist SpongeBob SquarePants. The Emmy Award-winning international superstar is seen in more than 171 countries around the world and has more than 28 million friends on Facebook.
Not only is this one of the parade's highest flying inflatables, it's also the first ever square balloon. From our
Here's the CBS channel version of this 2011 parade.
Like, yeah, Steve, it is a lot better up here. And you see Kool-Aid going by.
Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to take a moment of silence because look who is behind Mr. Kool-Aid, SpongeBob.
Oh, whoa. SpongeBob is massive.
This is his 7th appearance in the parade. SpongeBob has the distinction of being the first ever square balloon in the parade. He is dressed in his signature white shirt, striped tie, and of course brown square pants. SpongeBob stands 62 feet high. He is one big boy. Look at him, he looks happy. It takes a lot to make this guy sail today. Tons of handlers walking him down the street here in Times Square. This float is of course based on the popular Nickelodeon series SpongeBob, which I didn't really know this, was originally named Sponge Boy. But I guess Sponge Boy doesn't sound as cool.
Now that's a SpongeBob fact. That's a SpongeBob fact. That's amazing.
But you know what? I had somebody feeding me that.
Oh, somebody get.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
let's keep it real.
Somebody was telling me what to say.
You have on your antlers now. You switched out from your turkey hat to your antler.
Unbelievable.
And watching all of this right now, Santonio Holmes.
Look at everybody
another one
out
of the
there.
Jets that's out here right now. And Santonio, what's up, man?
I know. I don't think he can hear us, Kev.
No, he can't hear us.
It's too loud out there with all the music.
Only fitting that he's wearing a Yankees hat.
Well, there is nothing but over-the-top holiday excitement.
In the 2012 parade, the SpongeBob balloon celebrates its stop-motion animation. It's a SpongeBob Christmas. I have facts of the SpongeBob balloon. It's a little damaged and it has wrinkles on it.
Question, what's that bright yellow spot in the sky? It's not the sun. It's that superstar from Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob SquarePants. Splashing his wide, toothy smile, SpongeBob has a lot to be thankful for in this Thanksgiving Day.
He's starring in his first ever stop-motion animation special. It's a SpongeBob Christmas this holiday season on Nickelodeon. The DVD and soundtrack are available right now.
And pulling into port.
That's why they retired the first SpongeBob balloon, making a total of 8 appearances. His hands are bent, his shoes are bent, and they decided to retire it and make a new one. So the second version has SpongeBob holding onto a Santa hat. Merry Christmas, goodbye.